Hello everyone, ready for the test? We are going to talk about Hinano Miyako, so let's begin with the experiment of information. Hinano Miyako is an 18-year-old magical girl. She is 145 centimeters in height, her eye color is yellowish green, and her hair color is green. Hinano comes from Chiro Ward in Kamihama City. Her soul gem is a 4-leaf clover located under her chest. Hinano's weapons are chemical-filled test tubes and flasks. Her doppel in which is Cyan. Hinano attends Minagi Library Academy in the 12th grade. Hinano's wish was to save her life when an experiment went horribly wrong. Once, the exact warning is unknown. Hinano's Miyako magical girl element is the forest element, and her ability is chemical explosion. Turn surroundings into explosives. She may look young, but Hinano is a seasoned magical girl. She has a mind for science and is president of the chemistry club. Although popular with a younger crowd, she is often made fun of for her childish stature. She strives to be more mature. The doppel of imprudence, its form is smog. The master of the doppel is drilled with the legs, which have grown much longer. It bolds the concept of its right leg and resists the contact of its left to cause the chemical reaction that forms its gaseous upper body. It therefore boasts a high resistance to physical attacks. However, it also envelops enemy and ally alike in its toxicity. Once it appears, its surroundings are commanded by its gas, and even its master would likely not be able to withstand it if she did not wear a gas mask. It also has a strong curiosity for rates of where riches. Hinano, a 18-year-old high school girl, confesses to the boy at her school. The boy says she's not her type, questioning Hinano. Later, Amiri Kazaki helps Hinano with an experiment. Amiri says that Hinano is a lot more stubborn than she usually is. Imaru offers to take Hinano for a group blind date. Hinano ignores her. Amari says that a guy who rejects her appearance isn't worth it, and there are others out there. When Amari brings up that some people like Hinano's body type, Hinano tells her to shut up. She then starts crying. Hinano says Amari always looks down on her, but Amari says it's an expression of love. Hinano says that Amari doesn't treat her with respect, especially since she's 18, while Amari is 13. She tells Amiri to reflect on her attitude, but Amiri says she's still taller and claims Hinano is cute. Hinano wonders why she has someone like Imari as an assistant. A flashback reveals Hinano helped Imari out against a witch. Imari thanked Hinano profusely, but then wondered if she was a grade schooler. An angry Hinano insisted she's a high school girl, which shocked Imiri. Imiri was surprised to find out Hinano was a magical girl for 5 years. She asked Hinano what she normally did, and Hinano answered that she's the president of the science club. Imiri called her cute, which annoyed Hinano. Imiri said she was still a middle schooler and asked Hinano about high school science classes, and then asks what she does at the science club. Hinano says she holds events for children and performs on stage at the grade school. Imari recommended her to a scientist on television. She then asked to become Hinato's assistant, as she was excited to perform on stage. She also said she took a liking to Hinano. Hinano pointed out it's dangerous, but Imari just hugged her really hard. Later, Imari practices a speech for one of Hinato's perfections. She explains that Hinato's father works in a chemical plant and took her to see the science events. She claims it inspired Hinano to hold on science events of her own. She finishes the speech by saying that Hinano can get emotional when reaching her dreams, and that the stage for the event is in an elementary school classroom. Hinano asks Imari what she's doing in the matter of ceremony positions. Imari says not to worry and takes a peek outside. The children are waiting in the hall, and Hinano begins her presentation. Hinano uses hydrogen peroxide and dishwashing detergent to entertain the elementary school students. Imari says that the presentation was a success. Suddenly, a girl takes a dangerous chemical. Hinano and Imari try to stop her, but the girl insists on taking it. Suddenly, all the children start saying they want the chemical. Hinano suddenly notices all the children have witch's kiss. Imari declares for pretty guardian chemistry twins. Hinano nearly goes along with it, but then says it's not time. Hinano says they should spill out to find the witch. Imari agrees before realizing what Imari actually said. Hinano points out the barrier is likely in the school, and splitting up to search will be more efficient. She tells Imari she won't be alone, and say she will come running if something happens. Imari says she believes in Hinano, and the two begin to search. Later, Imari telepathically contacts Hinano and says she found the witch. She doesn't see anything going on in the barrier. Hinano tells her to wait until she arrives, but Imari says it's fine if she goes on offense. Hinano says she should get out if it's too dangerous. Suddenly, Imari notices the teacher was pulled into the barrier. The teacher is holding iron sulfide and hydroxide acid. Imari recognizes that they can combine to form hydrogen sulfide, which Hinano says is an extremely toxic gas. Hinano tells Imari to run and starts digging. The witch is a science nerd. In the narration, Hinano says that using science to kill others is unforgivable. Hinano enters the barrier and fights off the familiars. Then Hinano telepathically contacts Imari. She finds Imari is choking on the sulfate fumes. Imari says she just wanted to beat something without Hinano's help. In order to make Hinano proud, Hinano tells Imari to get out of there, but Imari apologizes for having to rely on Hinano again. Suddenly, Imari is attacked by the witch. Imari wonders if she could be saved if she was similar like Hinano. Hinano calls out to Imari but gets no answer. In the flashback, Hinano yells at Imari for inappropriately handling chemicals. Hinano explains that she became a magical girl because she wasn't careful during an experiment and released a toxic gas. If she hadn't met Kyubei, she would have died. And when Imari asks why that happened, Hinano says she was just a thoughtless kid, doing dangerous things just to amuse herself. She says she quit doing dangerous things a long time ago, calling it a moment of growth. Back in the present, Hinano finds her way blocked by rubble. She's able to slip through a narrow crevice and merely thinks this is the only time she'll be grateful for a small body. Finally confronting the witch, she destroys it and saves Imari. Imari apologizes for not being useful, but Hinano calls her an idiot, saying she's already proud of Imari. Afterwards, Imari says it was strange how the witch appeared without it sensing it. Hinano says she believes Imari would have overlooked it if she wasn't there. Hinano then says she was kidding, but as a magical girls, they need to be focused at all times. Imari says she was happy Hinano cried for her. Hinano insisted she wasn't. Himiri said it was just like when she first met, and says she really respects Hinano. Hinano says Himiri always mocks her, but Himiri insisted she doesn't want to rely on Hinano, even despite situations. She then brings up Hinano's size and gives her a cheek-rubbing penalty. Hinano wonders if Himiri has gone mad. Her last name means city, while her first name means the name of Padena's flower or fairer in Tunisian. Flower which is also very fragrant. Fact 1. When she attacks, Hinano dons a gas mask to protect herself from the dangerous chemicals she uses. This may collaborate back to her backstory where she was choking on dangerous chemicals. It also may symbolism for why she became a magical girl. Fact 2. Due to being so small and having cat ears on her head, she may be based on the mannerism of a cat. Fact 3. The Japanese text on the back of her Manako Senpai radar is written backwards, hence the backwards English translation. Fact 4. Her magica is Italian for angry Adam. It is also a typo for Adamo Adewabo. Fact 5. Hinano's double may be devised from cyanide. Cyanide is a chemical that is known to be very poisonous and deadly when you come into contact with it. Hinano almost died from deadly toxins, one of them possibly being a form of hydroxyl acid. Fact 6. Hinano's VA is Manaka Asahina, who you may know for playing Maki in Nurse Witch, Kumugi R, Vertra in Fragrant Order, Avery in Magic and the Seven Wonders of Little Witch Alchemina and the Little Witch anime Alchemina. She currently has no English VA at the time of this script being made. And so that goes for Hinano Miyako. Next time we will be talking about Nice with Sara Minagi, who I also recorded her side story in English, but I think it also got copyrighted. Anyways, see you around next time.